Do you really want to know who someone truly is? Not the mask they wear in public, not the charm they show in front of people, but their real character that hides behind the smile. Every person shows you two faces, the one they want you to see and the one that reveals itself when life tests them. If you ever wondered whether someone is genuine, trustworthy, or just pretending, there are only a few things you need to observe. The truth is, character is never hidden for long, it always leaks out in small details. And once you know these details, you'll never be fooled again. There are 10 powerful ways to see through anyone's character, and if you really care about protecting your heart, your trust, and your time, you must listen to every single one of them. 1. How they treat people who can benefit them. The first and most powerful way to see someone's true character is by observing how they treat people who can't offer them anything in return. It is easy to be kind, respectful, and generous when there is something to gain. Many people will smile, act polite, and show fake kindness when they are dealing with someone influential, wealthy, or useful to them. But the real test of character is when they encounter someone who has no power, no wealth, no social status, and no ability to give them any advantage. How they behave in that moment reveals the honesty of their heart. Think about it. When you watch a person interact with waiters, cleaners, drivers, or strangers on the street, you are seeing their unfiltered personality. If they speak with respect, show patience, and treat them with dignity, it shows humility and compassion. But if they act arrogant, dismissive, or rude, it uncovers a selfish and prideful side they try to hide from the world. It means their kindness is conditional, and their respect is not genuine, it is transactional. True character is measured not by how someone treats their boss, but by how they treat those who serve them. It's not about how polite they are to you when they want your attention, but how considerate they are toward people they don't expect anything from. The silent moments, the way they hold eye contact with someone society ignores, the tone they use when speaking to someone in a lower position. These are all signals of what kind of human being they truly are. There are countless examples in life where this truth is visible. Some people will greet a wealthy guest with smiles and warm words but ignore the security guards standing by the door. Others will offer respect to a teacher but insult the janitor who cleans the classroom. And then there are rare individuals who show the same respect to both, because to them human worth is not measured by status but by humanity itself. When you want to know who a person really is, watch carefully in these small interactions. The way they treat someone who cannot benefit them will tell you more than 100 of their words ever could. 2. How they react when they angry. The second way to truly know someone's character is to observe how they react when they are angry. Anger is a powerful emotion that strips away the polished mask people wear in their everyday interactions. When someone is calm and everything is going their way, it is easy for them to appear kind, patient, and respectful. But the real test comes when they are provoked, challenged, or hurt. In moments of anger, the words and actions they choose reveal what is really hidden inside their heart. Some people, when angry, lose complete control. They shout, insult, and attack with words that cut deep. They may even bring up old wounds or reveal thoughts they usually hide. This kind of reaction shows that beneath their calm exterior lies bitterness, pride, or even cruelty. Others, however, may still feel anger but choose to handle it with restraint. They take a breath, step back, or use respectful words even when frustrated. This shows self-discipline, emotional maturity, and genuine strength than how they act when they are smiling. 3. How they handle failure. The third way to uncover someone's true character is by watching how they handle failure. Success is easy to celebrate. It brings confidence, happiness, and admiration from others. But failure is the real mirror of a person's soul. When life knocks them down, when their efforts don't pay off, and when they face disappointment, their true strength or weakness is revealed. It is in these low moments that their inner values, mindset, and resilience become clear. Some people, when faced with failure, immediately blame others. They refuse to take responsibility and instead point fingers at circumstances, destiny, or even the people around them. This shows immaturity, pride, and a lack of self-awareness. Instead of growing, they remain stuck in bitterness. On the other hand, there are individuals who accept failure with humility. They don't see it as the end, but as a lesson, a teacher that helps them improve and rise stronger. This attitude reflects wisdom, patience, and real character. Failure also tests how much a person's ego controls them. A prideful person cannot handle defeat. They feel humiliated and often lash out, becoming jealous of others' success. But someone with genuine character understands that falling is part of growth. They may feel pain, but they don't let it turn into hatred. Instead, they work harder, keep their dignity intact, and show respect to those who succeed even while they are struggling. Life is full of examples where people's true selves shine through their failures. Some lose a job and fall into bitterness, treating their family and friends with anger. Others use that same failure as fuel to reinvent themselves, showing kindness to others despite their own struggles. This difference comes from the depth of character. The first sees failure as a shame, the second sees it as a stepping stone. Failure also exposes how much gratitude a person has. Do they complain endlessly, or do they still find reasons to be thankful? Do they give up easily, or do they rise again with stronger determination? These small choices in the face of loss show whether their character is built on pride or on perseverance. When you observe how someone handles failure, you will see the raw truth about them. Their reactions will reveal whether they are ruled by ego or guided by wisdom, whether they break apart or rise with resilience. 4. How they talk about others behind their back. The fourth way to uncover someone's true character is by listening carefully to how they talk about others when those people are not present. Anyone can smile in front of someone, act polite, and pretend to admire them. But once that person leaves the room, their true feelings often spill out in conversations. Gossip, criticism, or envy are the windows that expose what lies in their heart. If a person constantly talks negatively about others behind their backs, it reveals insecurity and jealousy. They may feel small inside, so they try to pull others down with words. Such behavior shows that they thrive on comparison and secretly resent other people's success. On the other hand, if someone chooses to defend those who are absent or speaks with fairness and respect even when the person is not there, it reflects integrity and sincerity. They don't need an audience to prove their goodness because their goodness is real. How a person speaks about others in their absence also shows whether they are trustworthy. If they gossip about others with you, it is only a matter of time before they gossip about you with someone else. Trust is fragile, and once you notice a pattern of negative talk, it becomes clear that this person values drama over loyalty. In contrast, a person of strong character will avoid unnecessary criticism. They may point out the truth when needed, but they will never use someone else's weakness for entertainment. This behavior is especially visible in groups. Some people enjoy mocking or laughing at others to feel superior in front of their friends. They believe belittling someone makes them look strong, but in reality, it exposes their own emptiness. A person of character doesn't join such conversations. Instead, they change the subject, remain silent, or even remind others to show respect. That small act speaks louder than 1,000 claims of being kind-hearted. Even in difficult situations, how a person describes others matters. Do they speak with bitterness and harshness, or do they choose words of fairness and balance? Do they highlight only the flaws, or do they also acknowledge the good? Every choice reveals the lens through which they see the world. So pay attention not to the words they say to people's faces, but to the words they use when those people cannot hear. That hidden conversation is where the truth about their character is found. 5. How they use power when they have it. The fifth way to measure someone's true character is by observing how they behave when they are given power. Power can come in many forms: money, authority, influence, social status, or even the simple ability to make decisions that affect others. When a person has no power, they often appear humble and agreeable because they don't have the ability to control situations. But once they are placed in a position of authority, their real self is revealed. Some people use power as a weapon. They become arrogant, controlling, and dismissive, treating others as if they are beneath them. They believe their status gives them the right to belittle, command, or humiliate. This kind of behavior exposes a fragile character that relies on superiority to feel important. Instead of inspiring respect, they create fear, and instead of building trust, they plant resentment. Such people show that their kindness was never genuine. It only existed when they were weak. On the other hand, there are individuals who use power as a responsibility, not a privilege. They see it as an opportunity to uplift, guide, and protect. They treat those below them with dignity and fairness, knowing that leadership is not about control but about service. A manager who respects their employees, a wealthy person who shares with the poor, or a parent who leads with compassion rather than dominance, all of these reflect true strength of character. The use of power also reveals whether someone is selfish or selfless. Do they use their influence to benefit only themselves, or do they think of others? Do they chase recognition, or do they quietly help without expecting praise? These choices speak volumes about what truly matters to them. History and daily life are full of examples where power exposes character. Some leaders destroy nations because of ego, while others sacrifice comfort to serve their people. In personal relationships, too, the same rule applies. When someone has the upper hand, whether financially, emotionally, or socially, they use it to control or to care. Power is like a spotlight. It magnifies what already exists inside a person. A kind heart becomes more generous with given authority, but a cruel heart becomes more dangerous. That is why how someone uses power is one of the clearest mirrors of their true self. 6. How they respond when someone disagrees with them. The sixth way to truly understand a person's character is by noticing how they respond when someone disagrees with them. Agreement is easy. Anyone can smile, nod, and stay calm when people support their opinions. The real test begins when their ideas, beliefs, or decisions are challenged. Disagreement strips away the mask and shows whether they value respect, humility, and growth, or whether they are controlled by pride and ego. Some people cannot tolerate disagreement. The moment someone questions them, they become defensive, angry, or dismissive. They may raise their voice, shut the other person down, or even insult them to maintain control. This reaction reveals insecurity and arrogance. Instead of listening with patience, they see disagreement as a threat to their authority. Such behavior shows that their confidence is fragile and built on dominance rather than understanding. In contrast, individuals of strong character handle disagreement with grace. They listen attentively, even if they don't agree. They don't see it as an attack, but as an opportunity to understand another perspective. Instead of rushing to prove themselves right, they seek clarity, ask questions, and value dialogue. This doesn't mean they always change their mind, but it does mean they respect others enough to hear them out. How someone responds in disagreement also shows how much they value relationships over ego. Do they argue endlessly just to win? Or do they care about maintaining respect and peace even in conflict? Do they try to humiliate the other person? Or do they disagree without breaking trust? These small but powerful choices reveal whether they are guided by wisdom or by pride. In daily life, this test appears everywhere, in families, friendships, workplaces, and even casual conversations. Two people can face the same disagreement, yet their reactions will expose the difference in their character. One may fight, insult, or withdraw in anger, while the other may calmly express their views and move forward without hostility. Disagreement is inevitable, but how someone handles it shows their emotional maturity. The ability to respect differences, stay calm under challenge, and still treat others with dignity is a sign of genuine strength. Watching closely in these moments of conflict will tell you more about who a person is than all the times they agree with you. 7. How they act when no one is watching. The seventh way to know someone's true character is by paying attention to how they act when no one is watching. Public behavior is often polished, controlled, and shaped by the desire to be admired. People put on masks in front of others because they know they are being observed. But when they are alone, when the lights are off, and there is no audience to impress, their actions reveal the truth about who they really are. Some people display kindness and morality only when others can see it. They give charity in public but ignore the needy. When there is no recognition, they speak respectfully in gatherings but use harsh words behind closed doors. They show loyalty in front of friends yet secretly betray them when hidden from view. This kind of dual life exposes a lack of integrity because it shows their values are not rooted in principle but in performance. On the other hand, there are individuals whose goodness does not depend on the presence of an audience. They act with honesty and compassion even when nobody will ever know. They return extra change to a shopkeeper, they help quietly without seeking praise, and they remain disciplined in private moments. This is the highest form of character because it proves their actions come from sincerity, not from the desire for approval. The way a person behaves in solitude also reveals the strength of their self-control. Do they give in to temptations when hidden, or do they hold themselves to the same standards whether seen or unseen? A person who respects boundaries in private is far more trustworthy than one who only behaves when monitored. It is in secrecy that the real battle of character takes place. Even small habits in private life speak volumes. The way someone manages their time, how they treat their family when nobody else is around, or the words they use in private conversations all reflect their inner reality. A person may appear calm in public but unleash cruelty in their home. Another may seem quiet outside but secretly build themselves in silence with discipline and gratitude. The truth is, character is not proven on a stage but in the hidden corners of life. If you really want to see who someone is, don't just look at what they do in front of the world. Look at how they act when no one is watching. 8. How they handle other people's success. The eighth way to see someone's true character is by observing how they react when others succeed. Success has a unique way of exposing the hidden emotions people carry. It is easy to smile when the spotlight is on us, but when it shines on someone else, our reaction shows the purity of our heart. Whether it is a friend, a colleague, or even a stranger, the way a person responds to another's achievements reveals whether they are truly supportive or secretly envious. Some people find it difficult to celebrate others. When they see someone rising, their first instinct is comparison. Instead of feeling inspired, they feel threatened. They may offer fake congratulations with a smile on their face, but inside they burn with jealousy. Soon their words turn critical. They downplay the achievement, point out flaws, or spread subtle negativity to make the other person's success appear smaller. This kind of reaction reveals insecurity and a lack of self-worth because they believe someone else's light diminishes their own. On the other hand, there are people who genuinely celebrate others' victories. They clap the loudest when their friend wins. They encourage their peers to rise higher, and they feel genuine joy when someone achieves what they have worked hard for. This shows maturity, humility, and confidence because they know that someone else's success does not threaten their own journey. Such people understand that life is not a competition but a shared experience where everyone has their own time to shine. How someone handles others' success also reveals whether they are capable of long-term loyalty. In friendships and relationships, true support is not just being there in hard times, but also standing tall in moments of another's growth. A loyal person celebrates your wins with the same energy they would celebrate their own. An insecure person, however, begins to distance themselves, unable to tolerate your happiness. In everyday life, this test appears more often than we realize. A co-worker getting a promotion, a friend starting a successful business, or even a sibling being praised more at home. These are the moments where character speaks louder than words. Do they cheer for you, or do they secretly hope you fail? If you want to know who someone truly is, watch closely when you succeed. Their reaction will tell you everything about the depth of their heart. 9. How consistent their words and actions are. The ninth way to truly measure someone's character is by watching whether their words and actions match. Many people know how to say the right things. They talk about honesty, loyalty, respect, or kindness, but the real test is whether they live by those same values. Words are easy, but actions require sacrifice, discipline, and sincerity. When there is a gap between what someone says and what they do, that gap reveals the truth about their character. Some people are skilled at making promises but rarely keep them. They say they will support you but disappear when you need them most. They talk about loyalty yet gossip behind your back. They preach kindness but treat others with arrogance when no one is watching. This inconsistency shows that their values are only for display, not for practice. Their words become a mask, while their actions uncover their reality. In contrast, a person of integrity ensures their behavior aligns with their speech. If they promise something, they follow through, even when it costs them comfort. If they speak about respect, you see it reflected in how they treat everyone, not just a select few. Their character is not situational but steady, whether in public or private. This consistency builds trust because you know they are reliable, not just in moments of convenience but in moments of difficulty as well. Consistency between words and actions also reveals inner strength. It is easy to act according to one's values when everything is going well, but true character is shown when life tests those values. Do they stay honest even when dishonesty could bring them profit? Do they remain loyal even when betrayal could make life easier? Do they show kindness even when anger would be more satisfying? These are the choices that separate those with real character from those who only pretend. In daily life, observing these patterns becomes a guide. If someone often breaks promises, makes excuses, or behaves differently depending on who is watching, you are seeing their true self. If another person remains steady, dependable, and authentic no matter the circumstances, you are witnessing genuine integrity. The alignment between words and actions is one of the clearest reflections of a person's soul. To truly know who someone is, don't just listen to what they say, watch closely how they live. 10. How they treat you when they no longer need you. The 10th and perhaps most revealing way to see someone's true character is by observing how they treat you once they no longer need you. When people have something to gain, they often act warm, polite, and attentive. They may call often, show concern, and treat you with respect because your presence benefits them. But once their need is fulfilled, once the season of benefit is over, their real attitude comes to the surface. Some people change quickly the moment they realize they can no longer use you. The calls stop, the messages fade, and the warmth disappears. They may even ignore you, distance themselves, or treat you as though you were never important. This behavior exposes selfishness and opportunism, showing that their connection with you was never based on genuine care, but on personal gain. Such people see relationships as transactions, valuable only as long as they serve a purpose. On the other hand, people of true character remain consistent regardless of need. Even after they no longer benefit from you, they still check on you, respect you, and value the bond that was shared. Their kindness is not dependent on advantage, but rooted in sincerity. They understand that relationships are built on loyalty, not convenience, and they treat others with dignity whether they need them or not. This test becomes very clear in both personal and professional life. A colleague may act friendly when they want support at work, but become distant once they climb higher. A friend may stay close when they need help, but disappear when their life improves. In contrast, someone with strong character remains loyal through both dependence and independence, proving that their bond is not shallow. The way a person treats you after their need is gone also reveals their gratitude. Do they appreciate the time, effort, and support you once gave them, or do they act as though it never mattered? Gratitude keeps relationships alive, while ingratitude exposes entitlement. These small choices reveal whether their values are real or just a mask worn during times of benefit. If you want to know who truly values you, watch carefully when you have nothing to offer. Their attitude in those moments will uncover the depth of their loyalty and the reality of their heart.